Further debate. The honourable member Parkdale High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it's an honour to stand and to support our leader, Andrea Horwath, and her bill. The bill does a very simple thing. It simply asks that the severance, as well as the salaries of public servants at the higher end, the echelon over $100,000, be made public. These are our tax dollars, your tax dollars if you're watching from home. And you should know that your tax dollars went to pay $3,320,000 when Tom Parkinson, who was the CEO of Hydro One, left. That was a severance package. That's your money. You should know that Sarah Kramer, when she resigned in disgrace, I might add, from eHealth, that incredible billion-dollar boondoggle, that she still got $317,000 in severance. No. We could go down, and so our leader has, the whole list, and it's frightening. It's frightening. And the government acts like this. They haven't heard this before. They certainly have heard it before. In fact, in 2002, the member from Hamilton Mountain, Marie Butriani, I gather she's running for another position now, introduced a bill to require the disclosure of severance packages. Whoops. 2002. Was that a Liberal? And on April 7th of this year, the Minister of Government Service asked whether the government should when he was asked whether the government should cap severance packages, he said, absolutely. We're moving towards that. So really all we're asking is what the government itself purported to have asked. Where's Maria when you need her? Purported to have asked, but hasn't done a thing about. Let's put the backdrop to this bill in place. This is a province that has now moved into have-not status. We now get equalization payments. This is a province that has doubled the real debt under the McGuinty Liberals. Doubled the real debt. We're now about $1/3 of $1 trillion in debt. That's real debt. And is running a record deficit, a deficit higher than all the other provinces combined right now. Wow. This is the same province that gave $3.2 million to Tom Parkinson as a golden goodbye. God bless. Okay? This is a province that is now a breach of United Nations human rights laws around affordable housing. We had a rapporteur come to Ontario to talk about how this government is in breach of that, because this government puts less than half per capita into housing than any other government across Ontario. This is the government that has 1 in 6 children living in poverty and more food banks in the City of Toronto than McDonald's. This is the backdrop to the $3.2 million golden handshake that Tom Parkinson got, or the $1.15 million estimate handshake that the CEO of Montfort Hospital got, or the $650,000 golden handshake that the CEO of London Health Sciences Centre got, and we could go on and on and on and on. Think how many children that money would feed. Wow. Think how many rent supplements or affordable housing units that money would build. Think what debt that money would pay down. That's our money. That's the taxpayer of Ontario's money. Did you ask them when you gave these CEOs their walking papers and a nice little thank you card with a check over $1 million, $3 million, $500,000 in it? And that's not even talking about their salaries. Their salaries that are double or triple or quadruple what the Premier of the province makes. Come on. Come on. And you talk about fiscal responsibility? Good grief. My goodness. You know, we have some owners here of small business that's suffering, that produces about 90% of the jobs in this province. 90% of the jobs, and they're hanging on by their fingertips through the recession, and they read this, and you ask them for their taxes at the end of the year, and they read this. frightening. It's shocking. It's shocking. And I can tell you, we know you're the government of the mall and not Main Street. You've made that very, very clear. But you know, to whack small business on one side and then to pay CEOs on the public purse this kind of money just doesn't look good, because guess what? It isn't good. It's bad. It's wrong. It's immoral. It's unethical. And particularly against the backdrop of poverty, homelessness, despair, layoffs, job loss, that is the province of Ontario right now. So that's why we're supporting a very simple bill. It's a bill that asks one thing. It simply asks to make public not only the salaries of CEOs and people on the public purse that make over $100,000 a year, but also their severance packages. That's all the bill asks, which is what your own minister asked back in 2002, which is what your own Minister of Government Services hinted that they would do and accomplish, and what you have not done and what you have not accomplished. That's what we're asking you to vote for. Stand up and be counted. Thank you.
Debate. The honourable member for Simcoe North.
Very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to rise and speak to Bill 177 and support it, an act to amend the Public Sector Disclosure Act with